Legal Tech Mastery Show. Setting up your new Surface Pro 11 initial steps and essential gear. Welcome back, everyone. This deep dive is definitely for you, the entrepreneurial lawyer. Maybe you're in Luxembourg, perhaps specializing in investment funds, corporate law, that kind of thing. Especially if you're making that big leap from macOS to the brand new Windows 11, Surface Pro 11, the one with the Snapdragon X Elite chip.
That's right. Big transition for many.
Huge. So our mission today, it's pretty straightforward. Guide you through that crucial initial setup, point out the absolute must-have accessories, the goal, get you running at peak efficiency, boosting that profitability literally from day one.
We'll cover it all, from, getting it out of the box to getting the most out of that Snapdragon chip, right down to picking the right screen cover, that paper-like one everyone asks about.
Exactly. So let's get started. Time to go from beginner to mastery on your new legal command center.
Okay, so that command center, it starts with the foundation, right? The physical device, the hardware, and that initial software setup. This first part, let's call it foundation and hardware. Your new legal command center.
I like it.
It's all about getting you up and running quickly, comfortably with the right stuff. And, this isn't just any setup. We're talking cutting-edge hardware here. That Surface Pro 11, the Snapdragon X Elite, AI built into Windows 11.
So setup isn't just clicking next.
Not entirely. It actually involves understanding and maybe even enabling some of these new AI features right from the get-go.
Okay, first things first then. You've unboxed it. What's step one?
Plug it in. Seriously. Make sure it's charging while you go through the initial setup screens. You don't want it dying halfway through.
Right. Good point. Then it'll ask for a Microsoft account. Yeah. Create one or sign in.
Correct.
Yeah.
And here's a tip. Really consider the Microsoft Complete Protection Plan. For a device this critical to your practice, that accidental damage coverage, it's peace of mind, especially if you're mobile.
Makes sense. Client meetings, court, things happen. What about security? Big deal for lawyers.
Huge. Absolutely. Set up Windows. Hello. Facial recognition, fingerprint login. It's much more secure than just a password.
Yeah.
Especially with, sensitive client data under Luxembourg rules. You'll find it in settings under accounts, then sign-in options.
Okay. Settings, accounts, sign-in options. Got it. What else?
Definitely enable Find My Device if, heaven forbid, you misplace your Surface Pro with all those case files.
Nightmare scenario.
Exactly. This lets you locate it, lock it, even wipe it remotely. It's usually offered during setup, but you can turn it on later in settings too. Just needs internet, battery, and your Microsoft account logged in.
Crucial. And one last thing before we dive into customizing.
Yeah, just a quick check. Open the Surface app, just type Surface in the Start menu search and run the update check. Make sure drivers and firmware are current. Firmware is that low-level software controlling the hardware.
Good hygiene from the start prevents headaches later.
Precisely. Now let's make Windows 11 work for your legal workflow. Some essential settings tweaks.
Like that start button. A lot of people moving from Mac want it back on the left.
Yep, easy fix. Settings, personalization, taskbar behavior, taskbar alignment. Just switch it to left. Simple.
Nice. And for managing all those documents, File Explorer needs some love.
Absolutely. Your digital filing cabinet, right-click your main case folders, choose Pin to quick access. Puts them right there on the left. Super handy.
And for specific documents, maybe a key contract or pleading?
Same idea, but use Add to Favorites. And don't sleep on File Explorer tabs. Manage multiple client folders, research topics, whatever, all in one window. Less clutter.
Okay, tabs are good. What about staying focused? Drafting complex documents needs concentration.
Windows 11 has a focus time widget. It's in the widgets panel on the taskbar.
Yeah.
Set timers. It silences notifications. Really helps you block out distractions for that deep work. It even links with Spotify if music helps you focus.
Focus time. I like the sound of that. Any other workspace tips?
Multiple desktops. Think of them as virtual screens. Maybe one for emails and comms, another for pure drafting, a third for web research.
Oh, like Spaces on Mac.
Exactly like Spaces. You could even give each desktop a different background for quick visual cues. And they stick around even after you restart.
Okay, that's really useful for compartmentalizing. So the Surface is set up, Windows is tweaked. Now the physical gear, the accessories that turn this tablet into a real workhorse.
Right. This is must-have accessories. Key stuff for your mobile law office. And let's really dive deep into that paper-like screen cover first.
Yes, we get so many questions about this. People want that iPad nanotexture feel, right?
Yeah.
Less glare, better writing feel.
Precisely. It's a matte screen protector. Protects the screen, obviously. But the main thing is it mimics writing on paper with the Surface Pen. Cuts glare, too, which is huge for eye strain during long document reviews.
So who really needs this?
Any lawyer taking lots of handwritten notes, annotating PDFs heavily, or just reading on screen for hours, the reduced glare makes a big difference in bright offices or on the go. But the feel, that's the magic.
The tactile feedback.
Yeah, that subtle friction, it gives you much better control with the pen, feels more natural, like actual paper. When you're marking up complex financial docs or regulatory filings, that precision helps avoid mistakes.
And the anti-reflection helps in different lighting.
Definitely. Diffuses harsh light. Via Screens paper, for example, even gives glare reduction ratings. Plus, they resist fingerprints and minor scratches. Keeps it looking sharp.
Okay, sounds essential for heavy pen users. When should you put it on?
Immediately. Get it protected right away and get used to the feel from the start. Via Screens is one option for the Pro 11, but look for any quality matte protector designed for it. The goal is that paper-like for iPad experience. Precision, control, low glare.
Installation easy.
Usually, yeah. They come with kits wipes, dust removers, a squeegee thing. Just follow the instructions carefully for a bubble-free result.
Okay, screen cover sorted. What else is non-negotiable?
Keyboard, period. For serious document drafting, you need a physical keyboard. Microsoft's Surface Pro keyboard or the new Flex keyboard.
The Flex one detaches, right? More versatile.
Exactly. More setup options. Then, the Surface Slim pen. Notes, annotations, Windows ink. It snaps magnetically onto the new Pro 11 to charge and store. Pair it via Bluetooth in settings.
Can you customize the pen?
You bet. In the Surface app, you can tweak pressure sensitivity. And in Windows settings, you can customize what the top button does: single click, double click, press and hold. Launch OneNote, Sipping Tool, whatever you use most.
Handy. What about turning it into a desktop setup? Multiple monitors?
Docking station. Surface Dock 2 or a good Thunderbolt 4 or USB 4 dock. Lets you hook up multiple monitors. USB 4 can handle dual 4K screens plus external drives, full-size keyboard, mouse, instant desktop workstation.
Essential for the office. Any other small bits?
Spare power adapter is always wise. Maybe a 65W or a smaller 45W USB-C one for travel. And treat those cords gently. No tight wrapping. Oh, and the Microsoft Arc mouse. Optional, but it's slim, portable, and some people prefer it over the touchpad.
Good list. Okay, let's shift gears to efficiency. Keyboard shortcuts. Big time saver in legal work.
Massive, especially with document-heavy workflows. The basics first. Ctrl plus C, Ctrl plus X, Ctrl plus V for copy, cut, paste, Ctrl plus Z, undo, Ctrl plus Y, redo, Alt plus Tab to switch apps quickly, Windows key plus E opens File Explorer instantly, Windows key plus D shows the desktop.
Standard stuff, but crucial. What about inside Microsoft Word? That's where lawyers live.
Right, formatting. Ctrl plus B bold, Ctrl plus I italic, Ctrl plus U underline, Ctrl plus spacebar is your magic wand to clear weird formatting. And Ctrl plus Shift plus C copies formatting, Ctrl plus Shift plus V pastes it, Ctrl plus increases font size, Ctrl plus decreases it.
Navigation in long documents.
Ctrl plus Home for the very beginning, Ctrl plus End for the absolute end. Ctrl plus left-right arrow moves word by word, Ctrl plus up-down arrow jumps paragraph by paragraph. And Shift plus F5 is goal jumps back to your last edit point.
Wow, Shift plus F5 sounds useful. Finding text.
Ctrl plus F brings up the find pane. Ctrl plus H opens find and replace. For structure, Ctrl plus Enter inserts a page break. For collaboration, Ctrl plus Shift plus E toggles track changes on and off.
Track changes toggle, nice. What about links or updating fields?
Alt plus left-right arrow navigates back and forward through hyperlinks.
Yeah.
And the big one, Ctrl plus A to select everything, then press F9. That updates all fields, table of contents, cross-references, everything.
Okay, Ctrl plus A, then F9, that's a pro tip. Anything else on shortcuts?
Always do a quick search for error, or maybe clause 0 after updating fields, just to catch broken links. And not a shortcut key, but using styles consistently is fundamental for efficiency and consistency. Cannot stress that enough.
Styles, got it. Now, the Surface is also a tablet. Touch and pen tips.
Right, leverage that versatility. Pen taps are like mouse clicks. Press and hold the side button, then tap, that's a right click. Drag and drop. Hold the pen tip on an item until you see a circle, then drag.
And writing notes, can you rest your hand on the screen?
Yep, palm rejection is built in. Just write naturally. Pointer appears under the tip. Flip the pen over to use the eraser end. Super intuitive.
We mentioned customizing the top button. Pairing is just holding it down.
Yeah, hold the top button for 5-7 seconds till the little LED flashes, then pair it in Bluetooth settings. Then you can set those single double click, press and hold actions in Pen and Windows Ink settings, and adjust pressure sensitivity in the Surface app.
Cool. And basic touch gestures.
Standard Windows 11 stuff. Tap, double tap, press and hold for right click. Swipe in from the edges for notifications, widgets, task view. Pinch to zoom in documents, images, maps. Makes the tablet mode really usable.
Okay, staying current is important. Any recent or upcoming Windows 11 Surface Pro 11 updates we should know about, especially for these new Copilot Plus PCs?
Definitely. The May 2025 updates were significant for Copilot Plus PCs. Recall is the big one opt-in feature, lets you find anything you've seen on your PC just by describing it. Uses snapshots, local encryption.
Wow, like a photographic memory for your PC. Could be amazing for finding old research or that specific clause you saw weeks ago.
Potentially, yeah. Then there's Click to Do, taking actions on screen content using Windows key plus mouse button or Q, like creating a calendar event from an email snippet. And improved Windows search using semantic indexing, understanding natural language better.
So searching becomes more intuitive.
Supposedly. Other things. Narrator speech recap for accessibility, better phone link integration in the Start menu, File Explorer tweaks. Looking ahead in 2025, expect Start menu layout options, a new file sharing UI, maybe smaller taskbar icons, better battery indicators.
And specific to the Surface Pro 11 with Snapdragon.
It's central to Copilot Plus PCs, all about on-device AI. Those Snapdragon X Elite or Plus chips promise big performance gains, amazing battery life. They're even claiming it beats the MacBook Air M3 in some tests.
High praise.
Plus options for OLED displays, thinner, lighter design, the detachable flex keyboard, magnetic pen charging, Wi-Fi 7. It's really positioned as a powerful, efficient, long-lasting mobile workstation built for AI.
Which leads us perfectly into the next part. Really understanding that Snapdragon X Elite advantage and how to optimize it for legal work.
Exactly. It's not just another processor. Understanding its strengths, especially the ARM architecture, is key to getting the best performance and efficiency out of your new Surface.
So these chicks are fast and have that special NPU for AI tasks.
Right. The neural processing unit handles AI calculations directly on the device, making AI features faster and more private. Plus, they're incredibly power efficient. That's why we're seeing those long battery life estimates, like up to 16 hours of video playback.
How do we make sure we're getting that efficiency in daily use?
Number one, use native ARM64 apps whenever you can. They're built specifically for the chip, run fastest, use least power. Number two, manage Windows power profiles. Recommended is usually fine, but switch to best performance for heavy lifting.
Makes sense. What else?
Keep an eye on startup programs in Task Manager. Disable stuff you don't need launching automatically. Check Task Manager's power usage column sometimes to see if any app is being a battery hog. And, simple one, but dim the screen brightness when you don't need it maxed out. Displays eat a lot of power.
Okay. Prioritize native apps. But what if my essential legal software isn't native ARM yet?
That's where Prism comes in. It's Windows 11's built-in emulator for running older by 86 by 64 apps. It's gotten much better, especially with recent updates. Many apps run surprisingly well.
But native is still better.
Generally, yes. For performance and battery, most mainstream stuff, Microsoft 365, browsers, Zoom is native now. But for specific legal practice management software, case management tools, maybe older utilities, you need to check.
How do you check compatibility?
Vendor websites are the first stop. See if they list ARM64 support. Also, community sites like worksandswats.com are great real users, sharing what works and what doesn't. Some things, like software needing deep system access, like certain antivirus, might struggle, though Windows security is built in and optimized.
So due diligence is required for niche software.
Absolutely. The move to ARM offers great battery life and on-device AI, but you have to check your critical apps. Prism helps a lot. The native app ecosystem is growing fast, but verification is key.
Is the ecosystem maturing quickly? More developer support?
Yes, definitely. Microsoft Build 2025 really pushed Windows on ARM. Qualcomm is working with partners like Docker, running workshops for developers. Even Linux support is coming via Ubuntu. Qualcomm is aiming to be hyper-competitive.
So more native apps should be on the way.
That's the trend. And remember, that powerful NPU is what enables those Copilot Plus features like Recall. Processing AI locally is faster, more private, and leads to more responsive AI assistance for summarizing, drafting, finding info, all with better data control for you.
Okay, that makes the Snapdragon advantage clearer. Now, the big hurdle for many, the actual transition, seamless transition in device management. From macOS and Windows Harmony, let's tackle migrating data and workflows.
Right. Moving ecosystems can feel overwhelming, but planning helps. This is about practical steps.
Right.
Getting your files across, adapting how you work, even making your iPhone play nice with Windows.
So general macOS to Windows migration first. What's the basic plan?
Back up your Mac first, always. Use Time Machine or another method. Then, for moving files, an external SSD is probably fastest. Or use cloud storage like OneDrive, especially if you're embracing Microsoft 365 anyway. Microsoft has guides for Mac switchers on their support site, too.
Okay, backups and file transfer. What about specific apps? Notes are a big one. Good Notes, Notability, how do you get those into OneNote?
The main route is exporting from Good Notes or Notability as PDF files. Then you import those PDFs into OneNote as printouts, basically images of the pages.
But wait, if they're images, can you search your handwritten notes anymore? That's huge.
That's the major challenge. OneNote has OCR, optical character recognition, to try and read handwriting in images, but its accuracy on imported handwritten PDFs is hit or miss. Depends heavily on your handwriting.
So searching might break. Any workarounds?
You could manually add keyword tags to the OneNote pages, or try right-clicking the image in OneNote and using copy text from picture, then pasting the text again. Accuracy varies. For really crucial stuff, you might honestly need to retype or summarize key points directly in OneNote to guarantee searchability.
Okay, so PDF export is the way, but be aware of the search limitations. Test it first. What about visual tools like Concepts?
Concepts on iOS uses a different file format than the Windows version, so you need to export from iOS as JPG, PNG, SVG, maybe PDF. For diagrams or mind maps, going into Microsoft Whiteboard or Miro, SVG or PDF usually keeps the best quality and scalability. JPG, PNG will lose quality if you resize them much.
And Apple Freeform.
Freeform exports as PDF. So you'd import that PDF into Whiteboard or OneNote, but again, it becomes a static image. You lose the interactive freeform elements.
Right. Migration often means some loss of fidelity or features. What about moving from Google Suite Drive, Calendar Contacts to Microsoft 365?
Okay, Google Drive to OneDrive. For a solo user, the simple way is download everything from Google Drive, it usually comes as a zip file, extract it on your Surface, then drag those folders into your OneDrive folder in File Explorer. OneDrive syncs it up.
What if you have tons of data?
Then you might look at third-party tools like SysTools or BitTitan Migration Wiz. They automate it, handle permissions, cost money though. For solo, manuals is often fine. OneDrive for Business gives you secure storage, files on demand, collaboration features.
Calendar and Contacts, Google to Outlook.
For Google Calendar, you can subscribe to it in Outlook for a read-only view. Find the secret address in a KEL format in Google Calendar settings and add it as an internet calendar in Outlook. Good for transition. Or, for a one-time move, export Google Calendar as an .ics file and import that into Outlook.
And Contacts.
Export from Google Contacts as Outlook CSV. Then in Outlook, file open and export from, comma-separated values. Browse to the CSV, then map the fields carefully.
Any pitfalls with Contacts?
Large lists over 2,000 can sometimes error out. Missing info if the CSV isn't clean? Good idea to open the CSV in Excel first. Check the columns, clean it up if needed before importing to Outlook. One-time import is usually fine for consolidation.
Okay. We'll cover Gmail to Outlook later. What if you still need to use your iPhone or Apple Watch? Can they coexist with Windows?
Yes, they can. Microsoft has an Apple Devices app in the Microsoft Store. You'll need Apple Music TV apps too for media sync. This app lets you sync content, update iOS, backup tree store your iPhone using your Windows PC. You can even set up Wi-Fi sync after the first USB connection.
What about the Apple Watch?
That's still managed primarily through the paired iPhone. Interaction with the PCs is indirect via data synced from the iPhone like Calendar and Contacts.
And Windows Phone Link, does that help with iPhones?
It's mostly for Android, but recent Windows updates improve the Start menu integration. You can access calls, texts, photos. The iPhone features are more limited than Android, but it's getting better. Apple Devices app is still key for deeper management, though.
Good to know coexistence is possible. Any updates making this easier?
Phone link improvements help. And lots of productivity apps, Todoist, Notion, etc., are built cross-platform from the ground up. Using those makes platform switching much smoother. They keep getting better sync, feature parity across Windows, EOS, Mac.
Okay, that covers the transition mechanics. Now let's get into the engine of your practice core productivity and data management with Microsoft 365.
Right. This is about really mastering the tools you'll use every day on your Surface Pro 11 Word, OneNote, maybe some Excel, and setting up your cloud data strategy. Big focus on leveraging AI with Copilot too.
Let's start with Word, precision and efficiency in document drafting. Beyond just typing, right?
Absolutely. Advanced techniques for professional, consistent, efficient legal documents. Using styles is paramount. Define styles for everything. Normal text, headings, block quotes. Ensures consistency, makes reformatting easy, powers the navigation pane for jumping around long docs.
And keeping formatting clean. Pasting text can mess things up.
Always use keep text only when pasting from other sources, or paste into Notepad, first to strip formatting, then into Word. Use Word's multi-level list feature linked to heading styles for automatic numbering crucial for legal docs. and insert an automated table of contents from the References tab.
What about reusing standard text, boilerplate clauses?
Quick parts. Save standard clauses, firm details, anything you type repeatedly. Insert quick parts auto text. Huge time saver. And track changes under the Review tab is essential for collaboration and review cycles.
Cross-references too, linking between sections?
Yes, use insert cross-reference. Creates dynamic links. Remember Ctrl plus A, F9 to update all fields afterwards, and always remove hidden metadata before sending docs out. File info inspect document. Add password protection if needed.
And Copilot in Word, how does that help lawyers specifically?
It's becoming quite powerful. You can ask it to draft initial versions of clauses or simple documents. Summarize long sections, rephrase text for clarity or tone, check for inconsistent terminology, even brainstorm arguments. It's an assistant, not a replacement, but can speed things up significantly.
Word mastery is key. What about OneNote for case management? A digital case file.
Exactly. Transforms OneNote into your central hub. Best practice, one notebook per client matter. Then sections for pleadings, correspondence, research, notes, evidence, to-dos, pages for individual items.
Can you put different types of content in?
Everything. Handwritten notes with the pen, typed notes, embed files or PDFs for annotation, link to OneDrive docs, clip web pages, even record audio notes during meetings.
How do you connect related info?
Internal linking between pages sections. And tagging use built-in or custom tags to categorize info across notes, then search by tag. Powerful stuff. Plus, integration with Outlook send emails meetings to OneNote, create Outlook tasks from notes, and Copilot in OneNote can summarize notes, generate to-do lists, find info, draft outlines.
Sounds incredibly powerful for organization. Now, Excel. You mentioned foundational legal business analytics for beginners.
Yeah, for the lawyer just starting to track things numerically. Simple stuff. A basic client list.
Right.
Name, contact, matter type, date opened, status. Use sort and filter to manage it.
What about tracking business health?
Basic metrics. Where are clients coming from? Client source, use COUNTIF. What's your consultation to client conversion rate? How long do cases typically take? End date, start date, use average. Simple formulas, but give you real insights.
And basic financials, time tracking, revenue, expenses?
Absolutely. Manually track time per client matter, calculate totals with SUM, track invoices amount, date paid, outstanding, track expenses by category. Basic SUM formulas give you the overview.
Can you visualize this data easily?
Simple charts. Insert charts. Bar chart for revenue versus expenses, pie chart for client sources, line chart for new matters per month. Makes trends obvious. And Copilot in Excel can help beginners ask it to create formulas, analyze data, make charts, format tables, lowers the learning curve.
Okay, Excel for basics covered. What about visual thinking? Whiteboarding.
Microsoft Whiteboard is built into M365. Infinite canvas, pen tools, sticky notes, shapes, templates. Great for brainstorming, mind mapping complex issues, outlining strategy. Very intuitive with the Surface Pen. Integrates with Teams.
Are there alternatives if Whiteboard isn't enough?
Sure. Miro and Jam are popular. Miro has tons of templates, robust collaboration, even AI features. FigJam is known for being super easy to use, great for quick brainstorming, also has AI. Both work well on the Surface Pro. Miro's free plan is a bit limited. FigJam's free tier is often enough for solo use. Depends on your needs.
And how do all these M365 apps work together for a solo lawyer?
Integration is key. Use OneNote as the hub, link Word Excel files into it, use the Outlook Note connection for emails, meetings, tasks, understand how Teams, even for personal projects, OneDrive, personal files, and SharePoint, team file, if applicable, fit together. And Copilot works across apps, drawing context. Summarize a meeting in Copilot. Use that summary plus a OneDrive doc to draft a Word follow-up.
You mentioned Word for iPhone having text-to-speech. For a review.
Yeah, the Read Aloud feature. Open a doc, go to Review tab, find Read Aloud, play, pause, skip, change speed. It's handy for proofreading. You hear errors you might miss reading. Or for reviewing docs while commuting, exercising. Provides flexibility.
Always good to know about updates. What's new or coming in M365 and Copilot?
May 25 updates brought Teams improvements. Smaller call window, easier channel creation, better Outlook classic new switching, improved Outlook mobile folder management, and PDF compression in OneDrive SharePoint.
Anything big coming soon?
June 25 and beyond. Teams gets PowerPoint slide control for presenters. Big one. E-signature for Word docs, not just PDFs, within SharePoint. That could really streamline workflows.
And Copilot keeps evolving.
Constantly. Copilot Pages for structuring thoughts is now widely available. Deep Research for pro users offers more comprehensive web searching. Larger file uploads, 50 OEO. Upcoming features include mobile code interpreter, read aloud, dictation, rewrite in Edge, real-time voice. AI is getting deeply woven in.
Okay, powerful tools. Now, underpinning all this, cloud and data management strategy, securing and streamlining your digital practice, migrating from Google, hybrid workflows, Azure OneDrive.
Crucial stuff. Consolidating data simplifies security, but the transition might need careful handling. Let's start with migrating Google Drive to OneDrive for Business.
We touched on this. Manual download upload for solo users.
Often sufficient, yes. Download the zip from Google Drive, extract, move to the OneDrive folder on your Surface, let it sync. For complex setups, migration tools exist but cost money. The key is getting everything into OneDrive for Business for its security, sync, files on demand is great, version history, and integration.
And syncing Google Calendar contacts with Outlook again, quickly.
Calendar. Subscribe via ICA link for read-only view during transition or onetime.ic import for permanent move. Contacts. Export from Google as Outlook CSV. Import into Outlook. Carefully map fields. Clean the CSV first if needed.
What if you need to keep using Google Docs Sheets for a while? Hybrid workflow.
Totally possible. Just use Google Workspace through your browser. Chrome has a native ARM version now. Edge works well too, on the Surface. But be security conscious, keep browser updated, use strong Google password plus two-step verification, be careful with extensions, audit sharing permissions. Long-term, full migration to M365 is usually best for integration and security, but hybrid can work temporarily.
Which browser is best on the Surface Pro 11 for legal work? Edge, Chrome, Firefox, Brave.
Edge is a strong contender, great M365 integration, ARM optimized, good security. Brave is excellent for privacy focus. Chrome is good, especially for Google Workspace, now has native ARM support. Firefox is solid, but test its ARM performance. You might even use different browsers for different tasks. Edge for work, Brave for research, maybe?
And the foundation for cloud storage, Azure via OneDrive for Business. Why is that important?
Because OneDrive for Business isn't just basic cloud storage. It runs on Microsoft's enterprise-grade Azure platform. That means serious security, encryption, 2FA via Entra ID, compliance standards, reliable sync with files on demand, access files without filling your hard drive, secure sharing controls, version history, tight integration with Team SharePoint and Copilot features. It's a secure, scalable foundation for your firm's data. More than storage, it's a strategic asset.
Good to remember the enterprise-grade part. Any final updates on cloud browsers?
Google Workspace is adding more AI, Gemini. Microsoft is enhancing OneDrive SharePoint governance, DLP features, Azure File Sync, Entra ID security. Browsers get updated constantly. Keep Edge, Chrome, Firefox, Brave current for security patches. It's an evolving landscape.
Okay, that was a really deep dive. From initial setup, accessories like that crucial paper-like screen cover, understanding the Snapdragon chip, migrating from Mac, mastering M365, right through to cloud strategy.
We covered a lot of ground. The aim was to give you really practical, actionable insights to get you boosting your efficiency and productivity right away with the new Surface Pro 11.
So thinking about your own practice, what we discussed today, what feels like the biggest potential game changer for you? Any lingering questions about optimizing your setup?
And maybe a final thought to mull over. How can embracing these technologies now not just streamline what you do today, but really position your practice for the future, especially with AI becoming more integrated into the legal field?
Absolutely. If you found this valuable, please do hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. It really helps. This has been the Legal Tech Mastery Show, helping you master your tech. Thanks for tuning in.